Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm Taki. We'll be having simple conversations to help you improve your speaking and listening skills.
No matter your level, you're welcome here. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's jump into the world of English together. Let's get started.
Hey Maria, I was just thinking about summer vacation. Do you have any trips planned?
Hey David, actually, yeah. We're thinking of going down to the Outer Banks this year. Have you ever been?
The Outer Banks? No, I haven't. What made you decide to go there?
Well, a few things. My brother went a couple of years ago and loved it. He said the beaches are amazing and there's a lot to do outdoors, hiking, kayaking, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that sounds great. Especially the kayaking. I've been wanting to try that for a while.
Exactly. And the kids would love it too. They're obsessed with anything to do with the ocean lately. Building sandcastles, chasing hermit crabs, you know the drill.
Haha. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. My kids are the same way. Although, last year at the beach, my daughter got stung by a jellyfish. Not exactly a highlight.
Oh no, that sounds awful. Hopefully that won't happen again. Maybe we can pack some wetsuits just to be safe.
That's not a bad idea. Anything to avoid a repeat of that experience. Are you guys staying in a rental house or a hotel?
We're actually looking into renting a house. We like having a little more space, especially with the kids. Plus, it would be nice to have a kitchen so we can avoid eating out all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially with the cost of everything these days. When are you planning to go?
We're thinking sometime in July. We're still working out the exact dates, but hopefully, we'll be able to snag a good week before everything gets booked up.
Well, let me know if you guys need any recommendations or anything. I did some research on a few different beach destinations a while back, and the Outer Banks seemed like a cool place.
Oh, that would be great, David. Thanks so much. Maybe we can even swap some tips and tricks for traveling with kids.
Absolutely. Speaking of kids, have you thought about any activities for them besides the beach? Maybe a day trip to an aquarium or something?
That's a fantastic idea. There's bound to be one nearby. We could also check out if there are any miniature golf courses or go-kart tracks around. The older one would love that.
Those are both good options. There might even be some pirate-themed stuff, considering the whole Outer Banks history. That would be right up their alley.
Oh wow, you're reading my mind. They've been obsessed with pirates lately, ever since they finished reading that Treasure Island book. A pirate ship tour or something like that would be amazing.
You know, when I was researching the Outer Banks, I remember coming across a website for a company that does these guided kayaking tours through a wildlife refuge. They said you might even see some dolphins.
Dolphins? Now you're just getting me really excited. That would be an unforgettable experience for the whole family. I'll definitely have to look into that.
Yeah, it seemed like a really cool outfit. I'll see if I can find the website again and send it over to you. Maybe we can even book something together if our trips overlap.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible. It would be so much more fun to explore with another family, especially if the kids get along. We could have bonfires on the beach at night and share stories.
Exactly. It would definitely make some great memories for everyone. Hey, how about this? We can keep each other updated on our planning, and if the stars align, we can turn this into a joint Outer Banks adventure.
David, you're a genius. I love that idea. This vacation just keeps getting better and better. Thanks for the inspiration.
No problem at all, Maria. Maybe this is the start of a new Outer Banks family tradition for both of us.
A family tradition, huh? I like the sound of that. This could be the beginning of our annual Outer Banks escape. Speaking of traditions, do you guys have any specific beach essentials you can't leave home without?
Now on to planning. Here are some essentials to pack. First and foremost, a giant beach umbrella. Those North Carolina afternoons can get scorching, and you gotta have some shade when you're building sandcastles or taking a break from the waves.
Absolutely. And sunscreen, of course. Reapplying every couple of hours is key, especially with the kids. Do you have a favorite brand?
We actually use a reef-safe sunscreen these days. The ocean is such a fragile ecosystem, you know? Plus, some of those regular sunscreens can sting your eyes something fierce.
That's a great point. I never even thought about reef-safe sunscreen before. I'll have to do some research on that. Anything else on your beach essentials list?
Well, a good cooler is a must-have. Keeping drinks and snacks cold on a hot day is crucial. And maybe a couple of boogie boards for the kids. Those things are hours of entertainment.
Boogie boards noted. And maybe some waterproof playing cards for those lazy afternoons under the umbrella. We could have family tournaments and everything.
Love it. This trip is really shaping up to be something special. Hey, how about we create a shared document online? We can list out our planned activities, accommodation details, and anything else that comes up.
Perfect. That way we can both stay on the same page and make sure we're not forgetting anything important. This co-planning thing is brilliant, David.
Thanks, Maria. I just think it'll be even more fun if we're both prepared and excited. Besides, sharing the Outer Banks experience with another family will make it even more unforgettable.
Couldn't agree more. Here's to a fantastic Outer Banks adventure. Maybe we can even convince our significant others to join the planning party. The more the merrier, right?
Absolutely. The more the merrier indeed. Imagine the bonfire stories with both our families sharing the beach. Speaking of significant others, mine will be ecstatic about the kayaking trip with the dolphin sighting possibility.
That's awesome. My husband practically lives on the water, so any activity involving kayaking or a boat is a win for him. He'd probably love to compare fishing tips with yours too.
She's a huge animal lover. Funny you should mention that. Fishing isn't really my forte, but I wouldn't mind giving it a shot while we're down there. Maybe we can rent some gear and spend a morning casting a line off the pier. Who knows, maybe we'll catch dinner.
Even if we don't catch anything, the experience itself would be a blast. Fresh ocean air, relaxing on the pier, and maybe even spotting some interesting sea creatures. Sounds like a perfect way to unwind.
Exactly. And hey, if we do manage to catch something, maybe we can convince one of the local restaurants to cook it up for us. Farm to table, Outer Banks style.
Now you're talking. That would be the ultimate brag-worthy vacation story. Freshly caught fish, cooked to perfection by a local chef, all while enjoying a beautiful beach sunset. Doesn't get much better than that.
Not a chance. This Outer Banks trip keeps getting better and better the more we talk about it. I can't wait to see the look on the kids' faces when they see the ocean for the first time this year.
Mine either. They're already asking me every 5 minutes when we're leaving. I think the thought of building sandcastles and chasing sandpipers has them bouncing off the walls.
Tell me about it. Mine are packing their beach toys as we speak. They're practically living in their swimsuits already. This is going to be a trip they won't forget.
Absolutely. And with both our families joining in on the fun, it'll be an Outer Banks adventure for the ages. Here's to making some incredible memories together, David.
Cheers to that, Maria. Let's get this planning document started and turn this dream vacation into reality. Alright, I just sent you a link to a shared document. Let's brainstorm some activity ideas for the adults in the evenings while the kids are tucked in. Maybe a couple's massage on the beach at sunset?
Ooh, that sounds heavenly. We could also check out some of the local restaurants for some fresh seafood and maybe some live music. The Outer Banks seems to have a pretty vibrant nightlife scene.
Live music sounds great. Maybe we can find a place with some outdoor seating, so we can enjoy the ocean breeze while we listen. We could even make a night of stargazing on the beach after dinner.
Stargazing perfect. The Outer Banks are known for having minimal light pollution, so the night sky is supposed to be incredible. We could download a stargazing app to help us identify constellations.
Excellent idea. The kids would love that too, actually. We could turn it into a little family competition to see who can spot the most constellations. The winner gets bragging rights and maybe an extra scoop of ice cream.
Haha, love it. This trip is really turning into an adventure for all ages. Speaking of activities, have you thought about any day trips we could take besides the kayaking tour?
Actually, there's a Wright Brothers National Memorial nearby that I've been wanting to visit. It would be a cool way to learn a little bit of history while we're down there.
The Wright brothers. My husband would be all over that. He's a huge history buff. We could also check out one of the lighthouses in the area. Those things are always so majestic.
Lighthouses are a great suggestion. There are a few different ones on the Outer Banks, so we could pick one that's convenient and explore it together. Maybe even climb to the top for some panoramic views.
Sounds like a plan. This shared document is turning into a gold mine of ideas. We should probably start thinking about packing lists next. Sunscreen check. Swimsuits check. Flashlights for our stargazing night check.
Don't forget the beach towels and floaties. And maybe some light rain jackets, just in case of a surprise summer shower. We wouldn't want to let a little rain put a damper on our Outer Banks adventure.
Exactly. We'll be prepared for anything the Outer Banks throws our way. This trip is going to be epic, David. I can already feel the sunshine and smell the salty air.
Me too, Maria. Here's to making some unforgettable memories with our families and starting a new Outer Banks tradition.
Hear, hear. Speaking of traditions, maybe we can come up with a fun little Outer Banks ritual for our families. Something we can do every year to mark the start of our vacation.
Oh, I love that idea. How about a group sandcastle building competition on the first day? Winner gets bragging rights and maybe the privilege of naming the beach house for the week.
Haha, that's perfect. The kids would go crazy for that. We could even come up with a silly theme each year, like a pirate ship sandcastle or a mermaid palace.
Themed sandcastles. I love it. This is getting better by the minute. Maybe we can take a group photo in front of our creation each year to document our progress. See whose sandcastle building skills improve the most over time.
A photo album dedicated entirely to our Outer Banks adventures? What a fantastic idea. We could even include pictures of the wildlife we see, the sunsets we witness, and all the fun activities we do together.
Exactly. It would be a wonderful way to look back on these memories and relive the magic of the Outer Banks year after year. Maybe we can even get the kids involved in decorating the photo album each time we return.
Here they are. That's such a sweet way to get them invested in the tradition. They'll look forward to adding their own creative touch to the album every year. This Outer Banks trip is turning into so much more than just a vacation, David.
You're absolutely right, Maria. It's becoming the foundation for a lasting friendship between our families and a tradition that will hopefully bring us joy for years to come. The Outer Banks are starting to feel a little bit like our own special place.
Couldn't agree more. There's something truly special about this place, and I can't wait to experience it all with you and your family. Here's to our annual Outer Banks escape.
Cheers to that, Maria. To new beginnings, new traditions, and the unforgettable Outer Banks. I have a feeling this is just the start of something truly amazing.
May it be filled with laughter, adventure, and memories that will last a lifetime. Absolutely. And who knows, maybe someday our kids will be the ones planning these Outer Banks adventures for their own families. Wouldn't that be something?
Now you're thinking long-term. Though honestly, with the way things are shaping up, I wouldn't be surprised. This trip already feels like the beginning of something special.
Agreed. Speaking of the trip, should we start looking at flights or are we planning to drive? The Outer Banks are a bit of a trek from here, no matter which way you slice it.
Good point. Let's check flight prices first. If the timing and cost work out, flying might be the way to go, especially with the kids. Less time cooped up in a car translates to less meltdowns, right?
Exactly. Although there is something to be said for a classic road trip adventure. We could pack some snacks and games, make pit stops at interesting roadside attractions, and really soak up the journey.
That's true too. We could even take turns picking the music, which could get interesting with both our families involved. Maybe a little sing-along competition to keep the energy levels high?
Now that's an idea. Our poor husbands might need earplugs, but the kids would have a blast. We could even create a special Outer Banks playlist to add to the tradition.
An Outer Banks playlist, I love it. We could include everything from classic beach tunes to local Outer Banks artists. It would be the perfect soundtrack to our annual escape.
See, David, this planning process is getting us even more excited for the trip. We're practically packing our bags already, even though it's still months away.
Chuckles. Maybe a little bit. But hey, the anticipation is half the fun, right? Besides, the more prepared we are, the smoother the trip will go. And let's be honest, with two families and a whole itinerary to manage, a little planning goes a long way.
Absolutely. We'll be Outer Banks experts by the time we get there, thanks to all this brainstorming. Now, how about we add a section to the shared document for our budget and potential flight options?
Excellent idea, Maria. Let's get down to business and turn this dream Outer Banks adventure into a reality. I have a feeling this is going to be a trip we'll all be talking about for years to come.
The sooner we nail down those details, the sooner we can book and officially start counting down the days. Perfect. While we're searching for flights, maybe we can also start a group chat with our significant others. They'll be thrilled to hear about all the fun activities we have planned and can maybe even add their own suggestions to the mix.
Great thinking. The more the merrier, as they say. And who knows, maybe they'll be even more excited about the stargazing than we are. Some friendly competition to identify the most constellations could be fun for the whole group.
Don't underestimate the competitive spirit of a spouse, David. Especially when bragging rights and ice cream are on the line. This trip is shaping up to be an epic battle of wits and sandcastle building skills.
Just wait until they hear about the themed sandcastle competition. They might start prepping designs already. Although, with our luck, the first year's theme will be something super challenging.
A flying machine sandcastle? Talk about a pressure cooker. Though I have to admit, the challenge would be pretty epic. Maybe we can award bonus points for creativity and historical accuracy.
Like a replica of the Wright brothers' flying machine. Now you're talking. This friendly competition is really turning into something special. It'll add a whole new layer of fun to our Outer Banks tradition. Maybe we can even come up with a fancy trophy for the winning family.
A trophy. That would be the ultimate bragging right. We could engrave it each year with the winning family's name and the year's sandcastle theme. A permanent reminder of our annual Outer Banks showdown.
Typing on computer. See, this is why this shared document is so brilliant, Maria. We're coming up with these fantastic ideas and building on them together. The Outer Banks trophy is officially on the list.
Outer Banks Sandcastle Showdown Trophy. I love it. David, you're a genius. This trip is turning into more than just a vacation. It's practically its own little world.
A world filled with sunshine, laughter, friendly competition, and making memories that will last a lifetime. The Outer Banks are starting to feel less like a destination and more like a second home.
A second home for our families, filled with traditions and adventures. Here's to hoping this trip goes off without a hitch and sets the stage for many incredible Outer Banks experiences to come.
Cheers to that, Maria. To new traditions, friendly competition, and unforgettable memories under the Outer Banks sky. This is going to be amazing.